right, Junkie Nation, Gorgeous Georgia goes deliver another MMA superstar. It's been a while, but we get a chance to catch up with Luke Rockhold, former Strikeforce middleweight champion, former UFC middleweight champion. Known him for a long time. Luke, how you been, my man? What are you macking down on? What is that?
little chorizo taco.
All right, love it.
Some brie, chorizo with some brie, some onions, and a little bit of cream cheese, like a little double cheesy. Dang. Gotta stay happy.
You got a little Mexican joint that prepared that for you, or you did that on your own?
Yeah, my little Mexican joint in the kitchen right here.
Got it.
All my Spanish lingo I've learned.
Luke, I've been dying to ask you this for about a year. When you went down that slide with Lucy in Malibu, it looked like she had fun until you hit the water. Were you able to get her back up to do it again, or did she give you this look like, motherfucker, what did you just do to me?
I believe in experiences, you know. You gotta try everything once. I let her experience that, and then we moved on to the next obstacle. There's plenty of squirrels in the neighborhood to chase down.
That was hilarious. I loved it. I'm a dog lover, and I can tell you are. She's with you everywhere. I mean, is it kind of like, hey, if I'm in California, I'll hop in your truck, your car, whatever, and follow you there? Or do you literally take her all over the world?
I mean, just depending on what it is, but I mean, I'll bring her if I'm going to a cool spot that's inviting. If I go to Montana or something like that, and I don't have a lot of things to do, maybe I'll try to bring her. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, the other day,
nice to have the pup. You know.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
The wife, she doesn't bitch. She doesn't complain too much. You know, it's a pretty cordial relationship.
The other day, Ronaldo Jacare Souza retired, and I like to post stuff from time to time, and I just said, hey, take a bow. Hell of a career. Former submission grappling champ, former Strikeforce middleweight champ. Your career is very similar, although you did two of your major titles in MMA. He did one of his in submission grappling, one in MMA. Of course, you guys locked up as well. And then I started thinking, just because you haven't fought in a while, I think there's not a lot of people that have a fond appreciation for what you've done. And the reason I'm asking you this is because one of your social media profiles says prize fighter chasing glory or something like that. And I feel like, damn, you kind of already got that glory. So if you were to like fix that, what else would you say you're chasing at that point? Because the glory's there, the legacy's there, in my opinion, probably a future Hall of Famer. What else are you chasing other than the prize, which is money, which every fighter chases?
I'm still a prize fighter, and I'm still on a quest for glory. I mean, it's a glorious world if you just keep striving for more, and that's all I'm here. All I'm here to do is I want more. You know, I'm not. There's no such thing as contentment. You know, I'm out there to do everything I can in this short time we have. The only contentment I believe in is the contentment in death. At the end of it all, are you content to say that you did it all? Everything you wanted to do, everything you could do. That's the only contentment I believe in.
You know, another major impression I get from your career is obviously being a champion in two promotions. I think that's tremendous, honestly. And I'm not in any way suggesting an exit of the UFC, but do you want your future to end with the UFC, or could you see yourself someday at Bellator or PFL if they bring the middleweight championship back and trying to get titles in different promotions, kind of like what Gegard Mousasi's done? You know, we spoke to him recently, and maybe Eddie Alvarez and Anthony Pettis and others that are in other leagues now trying to chase down belts.
Yeah, I think it's becoming, you know, there's more light to it now, with everything else, and all these promotions popping up and the money and the backings that they have. It's I never close the door on anything. The paychecks are great elsewhere. UFC is not always the best option anymore. I mean, there's a few guys even at the top, but you're still entering a big battle with these guys that it's not really exactly fair playing field. You know, when guys like Francis Ngannou are getting shelved for asking for his worth, and they're creating interim titles, which is all bullshit. I mean, this is the type of shit you have to deal with, and it's just I'm not always here for it. I'm not going to be here for it. I'm going to speak my mind exactly how I want to say, what I feel. Like it or not, I'm fucking here, and I'm gonna respect myself publicly. I'm not gonna disrespect myself, which is what a lot of people do, which is the common narrative with the UFC and what Dana White has created, is just to shut down fighters, criticize champions, and a lot of the they're shelving these guys, and so it's just the narrative that they've created is for the fans to want to hate on fighters, and it's just bullshit. It's like, you got to go out there, you respect yourself, and you get paid. This is a fucking fight game. We're the fighters, we're the entertainment. We deserve our worth.
These last 2 years that you've been gone, how much would you say was because either injuries on your side or time off that you wanted on your side versus the UFC just not booking you?
Surgery on the plate, surgery on my toe, surgery on my shoulder. I've had like four surgeries. So my shoulder was out. It was not well. And that was a big hindrance in coming back, and then some weird shit happened to my toe. And so I had to get that thing put back in place and stapled down. And obviously the others were very public. So I think it was definitely much needed time off, and I was enjoying the time and just trying to diversify and just get some freedom, some headspace. I've been away, been in the game for so long, so it was nice to be able to get out and do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. Now recently, yeah, I've gotten healthier, and I've got that urge to kind of come back and to fight. Away for so long, and kind of builds you back up. Anyone can burn out in any sport, and especially even more so in fighting. So the time was well deserved, needed, and fired me back up to get back in there. And I still believe I'm the best. When I dedicate myself and put the time in and fight freely, I don't think anybody can compete with me.
Luke, at this point, would you say you found the correct recipe, not just to be healthy or to go out there and make money and win, but to be happy as well with what you're doing?
Yeah, of course. That's the time away is give me a lot of understanding about a lot of things in life, and I'm not going to force it. I'm not gonna do anybody else's bidding. I'm going to respect myself. I'm not going to come back unless I'm respected, and I'm going to be able to fight, without any pressure. You let all the mounting pressure and all these other things that, when you get to a certain point, you get to the top, everyone's like pressing upon you and has their own plans in place and wants you to do this, and you let these things get to you, and you get distracted and let all that shit get to you. So getting away, and I'm just, realizing what everything's all about, coming back and doing it right now.
When George went through all of your accolades, everything that you've accomplished in your career to this point, it is pretty impressive. And I know you said you're not done yet, but are you at least happy with what you've done so far? Like, do you ever have that moment where you sit back and go, holy shit, I did do that?
I'm happy. There's no holy shit moment. It feels right. Like I always say, there's luck is bullshit. If it doesn't feel right, you haven't earned it. It's not yours. It's like, how does it feel to be in that position? How does it feel about it? It feels right. I fucking tired of people saying, oh, I'm so lucky to be here. Fuck that shit. If it doesn't feel right, you haven't earned it. You don't deserve it. And so, it feels right. I'm happy with what I've done. And like I said, I want more.
This particular matchup that you have ahead of you, is there anything brought to the table that you haven't seen in your career? Anything that stands out about Sean?
He's got as stupid as he looks and as stupid as he sounds, he's effective. I mean, probably because he's so stupid. He just comes forward and He's got confidence in himself and he doesn't question it, and that's dangerous for sure. I think he's somewhat one-dimensional, and being able to expose that was key. He's just tough and confident. That's a big problem for a lot of people. So you gotta take that confidence from him. You gotta put him in positions he's not comfortable with and finish it. I think he's average everywhere.
Luke, you've been
He's not a great ground game, not a great wrestling. Decent boxing, doesn't kick much. But he's tough. He's tough, and he's not going to take no for an answer kind of thing. Unless doesn't have quit in him, you got to make him quit.
You've been all over the world, well, mostly in the United States to get a lot of the training in the last few years that I followed you. So when you do come back, which looks highly like November 6th in New York, maybe different, I don't know, but it looks like you're going to fight in the fall. What coach will you have in your corner? Henry Hoof, Jason Perillo, Coach Habib? I mean, I've seen you kind of working with a few different people, like I said, in the past few years. But update us on what seems to be the home gym right now.
Contract signed. New York is set. I'll see you guys there. I'm not holding to it right now. I'm just like, I'm training, and I love my situation with Henry out there, and I love my time with him, but I'm not in love with Florida. I'm a California guy, and I'm more at peace here. I think I'm more focused here, more motivated here. So that's a big thing for me. Just getting out, running, and just getting up every day. I'm a better person. I'm West Coast. That's who I am. And so I think it's like as great as the situation was over there, it's just like training in Florida is, especially this time of year, fuck that. It's hot as balls.
I feel you, man. I went to Florida in 1990, took a shower, and Goes was a little guy, and he goes, "Hey, throw me some passes." We were waiting on the Monday night game. They start like at 9 p.m. over there. So I said, all right, threw a couple passes. By the third pass, I was drenched. I was sweating more than the two quarterbacks that played that Monday night. I couldn't believe it, man. It's really sickening. My aunt had a pool, and we had to have a patio that encompasses the pool with a screen because the mosquitoes. So I try not to go to Florida too often. It's been a long time since I've been there, but I feel you when you said the heat.
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot. You got to be moving. You always have to be moving at all times to stay cool. That's why I think the boats are so prevalent in Florida.
Well, that narrows it down to California, NorCal, SoCal. I guess we'll find that out, when the time's right, whether it's going to be back with Hav or Perillo or, like I said, Coach Habib. People think I'm joking, but I really did see you doing some sessions with Habib, and he kind of has turned into a coach. So I got to imagine he might be in the running if he's available.
Yeah, Khabib's got a lot of things, a lot of demands and things. He's over the hill. So, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go up. I was talking to DC. I'm gonna go work with DC next week. So we're gonna get some hard wrestling in, and if Khabib's around, if he's in, for sure, we're all gonna work together. But it's been. There's a reason why we are who we are. We all pushed each other to those heights. Yeah. And there's a reason our team is probably has, I think, more accolades, more real champions, homegrown champions than anybody else in the game ever.
It's incredible. You're right. Cormier, Rockhold, Velasquez, Habib, Nurmagomedov. Incredible. Now, 3 of those guys appear to be
then go back, BJ Penn, Frank Shamrock.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget we got history.
Oh, I know. Josh Thompson, I know he obviously was there. Yeah. He was a Strikeforce champ. So, yeah, I know there's a lot of them there. I was focusing, I guess, more on during your tenure. But, all right, so what I want to ask you, thanks for throwing me off on my game here. Oh, yeah, those 3 guys appear to be retired. Do they tell you anything about what their lives are like? Like, do they, like, hey, Luke, we're enjoying this, or can you tell like they wish they could still do it? Maybe if their bodies wanted to or their minds wanted to, and in a way they envy you because you're still going.
I think everyone is different. I mean, everyone knows what DC's doing. I mean, there's nothing to talk about there. I mean, he's on every show in the world. He's a mouthpiece for the world. So he's very happy being on the mic and getting his spot and learning how to golf. Is he's a little more imbalanced, I guess. Doesn't get to fight as much, so he's a little more on edge, I guess, on the golf course. But and then Khabib too. Khabib's always out there doing his thing. He's got all kinds of appearances and demands, and people are always pulling him and coaching. He loves to sit back and coach, and do that thing, and he gets so much respect within that world. It's not like he has to really work for it. He gets to enjoy it and not have to worry about any money. So I mean, that's the beautiful part about coaching for Khabib. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just living in the moment. Stay present.
I've seen on your Instagram you golf. Either you did one time or you have. What's your game versus DC's? You kind of chuckled when you brought up his game. What's your game like?
If I work, I'm in a cover of Golf Digest. Is there anything left to say?
You can beat DC at this point?
I mean, they're not giving DC the cover of Golf Digest, are they?
All right. Last question. We've asked you about the street fights in the past. You've told us an epic one in Santa Cruz. This isn't that request, but what I do want to know is when you're surfing, and maybe I watch too many surfing movies, Point Break, whatever, and you guys fight for a wave. Has anyone ever challenged you to a fight while you guys are out there? Kind of like, hey, once we get back to shore, not knowing who you are.
I think when I was a kid, maybe not really. Just that one time, I think I told you the story about that ex-con in the morning. I kicked him in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like my later stages of my surfing career before I was blooming into fighting, and yeah, that was the real call out, and that didn't end well.
I'd be dying.
I try not to fight.
I'd be dying.
Fighting in the water is dangerous.
If you guys were out there in the water and somebody would challenge you to a fight, and then by the time they get to the beach, someone tells them who you are, that'd be pretty epic. It's great catching up with you. You're the man. It's 2 years is too long without seeing Luke Rockhold fight. Like I say, I've already gone over your accolades. Another thing that impresses me is 14 of your 16 wins or finishes. You really come to fight, and perform. So I can't wait for the fight with you and Sean Strickland in Madison Square Garden on November 6th. I hope you have a safe camp all the way through, and hopefully we can talk to you again soon.
Definitely, boys. It's been too long. Good to catch up.